Let me tell you one, and I only include one personal story in these remarks that breaks my heart. I'm in conversations, negotiations now, for a film of a book that I wrote that's very dear to my heart called Have a Little Faith. And it is about a Detroit pastor. It's about a Detroit pastor in a Detroit church. And when they told me they wanted to make it, I said, well, please come to Detroit to talk to me because I want you to see this church. And they flew in and they sat in this rundown church in downtown Detroit that once had a hole in its roof where snow used to come in. And they sat there and were so moved by it that by the end of the day, they agreed with me. They said, okay, we'll make it all here in Detroit. We'll use this church. We'll film the homeless people that come in here and actually have to sleep here. We'll tell the story of the church. And I was overjoyed because I knew that the attention that would get and the money that they would spend might actually help save this church. And the contract arrived via email a few days before the governor's speech. And with a little codicil on a line there, it said, we agree to film this production entirely in Detroit. And then there was a parenthesis, and it said, unless the tax incentives are changed. Well, the truth is, if this goes through, they'll make a movie about a Detroit pastor and a beautiful Detroit church in Toronto, or Vancouver, or Louisiana, and another opportunity to build pride for our state and tell stories in our state and give jobs to our state will be lost. Now here is what I want you to remember from that. Whatever I get is exactly the same. I make not one penny more if they film it in Louisiana or here. Jeff, Mike, other artists, writers, actors make not one penny more. This is not about enriching people who are from here. This is about people who are from here enriching other people who are from here. This program costs too much because it doesn't pay for itself. Let's be clear about something. Not everything is measured by how much money it puts back into the tax coffers. Take our roads. I read today in the paper that we just allotted $274 million to fix up the roads this year. $274 million. That's far more than we would have to give out to this program for this year and next year combined. $274 million to fix roads doesn't put taxes back in the coffers. Have you ever seen a road pay a tax? So why do we do it? Public good. Jobs it creates. The climate it creates for being able to do business by driving the roads. Well, guess what? That's exactly what the incentives do. They provide the right climate. They create jobs. They do a public good. The only difference is we don't have to repay the tax incentives every 2 years. So we need to correct this. And what can we do? To finish this up, what can we do? That's what you want to know. That's what you're here for tonight. Okay, first of all, we have to say no to Governor Snyder's suggestion of an appropriation. No way, it will not work. Not only is this $25 million that he allotted nowhere near enough to sustain a program, but making it an appropriation instead of a law as it is now means every year we have to go back and beg for money all over again. It runs out at the end of each year. Can you imagine having to do this every February? Appropriations also often have to be approved by a 2/3 majority vote of the legislature. A very difficult thing to get, a battle we cannot do every year. And no film, no TV, no video business is going to come to a state that sets a table one year and yanks the tablecloth out from underneath it the next. We already look like fools having set up the best program for this in the country, and 3 years later telling everybody we're closing down. The celebrating that you hear in Louisiana and in New Mexico is not something that we should take lightly. So say no to appropriations. We need to save these tax credits, even in a modified or new law form. To do this, how do you do it? You must call out to your legislators.